Can start now.
Give me 1 minute.
Start now.
Okay. You are
Okay.
good to go. We are now live on YouTube.
That's it.
Go ahead, Joe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Zoning Board of Appeal web-based meeting held via Zoom, Thursday, August 14, 2025. We start with the roll call. Mr. Trata,
Present.
Mr. DeLucia,
Present.
Mr. Botello,
Present.
Mr. Rivero,
Present.
and I'm Joe Hanna, Chairman of the Board. We need a motion to accept the minutes from June 26, 2025.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of June 26, 2025 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Mr. Trata, seconded by
Second.
any second for a motion.
Yeah, I second it.
Okay, seconded by Mr. Rivero. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 The next meeting scheduled for August 28, 2025. And before we open the public hearing, I like to say how this thing works. The applicant present their application, and we ask for who in support for the application and who's in opposition. And the people who want to speak from the public in opposition or in favor, they should raise their hands so we know who's going to speak next. And now I need a motion to open the hearing for 25-10, 24 Hellendale Road, and 25-11, 8 Ridge Road.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to open public hearings for application 2510, 24 Hillendale Road, and also application 2511, 8 Ridge Road.
Motion made by Mr. Trata,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Rivero. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Anyone represent 8 Ridge Road? No, sorry, 25-10 Hillendale Road.
Good evening,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Tell us your story.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. My name is Charles Lichtenauer. I'm an attorney with Chipman Mizuko Emerson, LLC, located at 44 Old Ridgebury Road in Danbury. I'm here on behalf of MP Homes, LLC. Augustin Prenny, the member of MP Homes, LLC, and Ralph Gallagher, the professional engineer for the project, are here with me tonight to assist in answering any questions that you may have. The history of this parcel will lead you to the difficult decision that you have to make on this variance application. So I will begin in 1956, when the lot was created as part of a subdivision recorded on the land records on August 27, 1956. The lots in the subdivision are of nearly uniform size, and most are developed with single-family homes. Many of the homes in the neighborhood were constructed in accordance with variances granted by this board because of the small lot sizes in the neighborhood that prevented strict compliance with setback and other requirements of the zoning regulations. 24 Hillendale Road sat vacant since the subdivision was recorded. In 2022, Dennis and Lee Castellano, the owners at the time, planned to sell this buildable parcel to the south of their home. They came to me with building plans for a single-family home and the knowledge that they would need variances, excuse me, in order to move forward with construction, as in addition to the small lot size, the parcel faces encroachment of Hillendale Road in the southeast portion of the property, and they would not be able to build a house without variances to accommodate the proposed home. On May 22nd, 2023, on behalf of the Castellanos, my office applied for variances to reduce the front yard setback from 40 to 38 feet, to reduce the side yard setback from 25 to 10 feet, and to increase the lot coverage percentage from 15% to 16%. This application was approved on August 10th, 2023, and it was recorded on the land records, the approval that is, on September 11th, 2023. In the interim, the property changed hands to its current owner, MP Homes LLC. The construction of the currently existing single-family home at 24 Hillendale was MP Home LLC's and Mr. Prenny's first foray into home building in Danbury. As he built the home, he believed he was in standing with all city departments. So it did come as a surprise when Mr. Harity came to inspect the property and informed Mr. Prenny that his driveway was too steep and the portion of the rock wall that he constructed in the southwestern portion of his property amounted to improper construction within 5 feet of the property line. The project has been vacant since May 29th, when Mr. Harity made his inspection, and in the ensuing time, carrying costs of the property have accumulated. The owner finds itself in financial straits. Mr. Prenny has, of course, now learned the city's dedication to strict zoning enforcement and of the tumultuous history of this parcel. He understands that this board could vote to deny him the variances he needs to legitimize the construction, and that he is asking for forgiveness rather than permission, which is not a good position to be in. He recognizes this. There is, however, hardship on this lot that justifies construction of the driveway in the way it was constructed. The lot is small, it is steep, it has wetlands portions to the rear that the Environmental Impact Commission required us to stay away from, and Hillendale Road encroaches upon it in the front of the parcel, leaving precious little space for a home. The home was constructed where it needed to be constructed pursuant to those prior variances. So as Mr. Prenny constructed the home, he was faced with a situation where if you were to abide by the strict slope requirements of the zoning regulations, you'd get to the top of the driveway, and all you would see from your car is the ceiling of the garage, rather than where you were driving. And in Mr. Prenny's opinion, that would create a dangerous condition for any obstacles or worse, people or pets, in the garage without the driver's knowledge. In order to meet the city's requirements for slope of driveways, Mr. Prenny would have had to drop directly from the foundation slab to the roadway. And I should note that Mr. Gallagher is the technical expert with respect to this driveway, and he can speak to other unfeasible driveway configurations that were discussed. Mr. Prenny, again, now knowing that he should have sought a variance first, decided that the portion of the driveway closest to the home should not be so steep so that the occupants could comfortably enter and exit their vehicles and see what is in the garage if moving into the garage. Now, with respect to the rock wall, which was constructed within 5 feet of the property line, again, I'd like to point to the small size of the lot as a hardship justifying the expansion into that 5-foot buffer zone. Mr. Prenny has considered potential solutions with Mr. Gallagher with respect to this rock wall. But of course, he felt it prudent to hear from this board before doing anything further. Mr. Prenny has always been in touch with neighbors next to the offending portion of the wall, and those neighbors have informed Mr. Prenny of their approval of this construction. I would like to conclude again by noting that Ralph Gallagher, professional engineer, and Augustin Prenny, the sole member of the owner, are here with me tonight should you have questions of them. I do know that Ralph would like to speak to the rock wall and possibly the driveway. So for now, I thank you for your time, and we look forward to your questions and comments. And thank you all.
Okay. I have a question for you before we move to Mr. Gallagher. Is the stone wall, how high the stone wall is?
That is best answered by Mr. Gallagher, I must say, Mr. Chairman.
Okay,
Excuse me, can I interject on that stone wall since it affects my property?
wait 1 second now. If you want to talk, you can raise your hand. Your time will come after a while, okay? Hold on. They finish presenting their case first. Mr. Gallagher, you,
Yes. Good evening. For the record, my name is Ralph Gallagher. I'm a professional engineer representing the applicant and with offices at 39 Mill Plain Road. This is a very small lot, as Mr. Littenauer said. It's 1/5 of an acre, which is tiny. It's steep. It has wetlands in the rear. And the city of Danbury's roadway, Hillendale Road, encroaches on the front, making it smaller still. Regarding the driveway, 15% is not horrible. Making it flat going into the driveway is reasonable. I think that's not a terrible thing to give a variance for. The walls are supposed to be 3 feet and no higher. Some of them are 3 foot 2 inches, but when the landscaping can be completed, putting a little more earth in the front, making on the low side, making them all 3 feet high. They start from 0 to 3 feet or so. There's only 10 feet of distance between the building and the property lines on both sides. It's not a lot of room. It's barely enough room to get a vehicle by, a construction vehicle. And with the slope, it's necessary to either steeply slope or construct a small wall, and that's exactly what was done. I think it was done very well. I think if you went out and looked at it, or if you have gone out and looked at it, it's done very well. And as long as it's not more than 3 feet, it's not required to have structural engineering designs and inspections and all that. I think it was done very well. And like I say, if there's anything that's ever over 3 feet, a little bit of topsoil can fix that issue. If there's any questions, specific questions on anything else, I can answer, but it's kind of simply that. We had to stay away from wetlands. The city was encroaching with the Hillendale Road in the front, and we only have a modest house of 40 feet long, 40 feet wide, and we're 10 feet from the property line. So it's you're up against it when you begin with a lot like this.
okay, I have a question. Is the stone wall where it's built exactly from the property line is to the 0 point or?
Starts at
Is that-
0. It starts
Yeah.
at 0 and goes up to 3 feet 2 in some places.
For sure, everything on his property.
All the stone wall,
It doesn't encroach on the neighbor.
on the survey, I don't see anything encroaching on the neighborhood.
On a survey, but we have to make sure for that thing. You can make another survey and make sure.
Well, I'm not the surveyor, I'm the engineer.
I can
Engineer.
answer.
Well, if there's any part of the stone wall that may touch the property line and there's a problem with it, I'm sure we can remove it.
I don't have a problem with the property line, but I'm asking if it's encroaching.
Mr.
We
Chairman,
I'm looking at the A2 survey, I don't see that on there.
Excuse me. I need to speak about this wall.
You can't speak now. We can talk after, okay? Just
I
hold
know,
your
but
breath
it
for one
has
second.
directly
know
to
what?
do with the
This is-
wall. It has directly to do with the wall. He
You
came on
can
my
hold your
property.
second. We're not gonna listen to you.
Hey.
Okay? You wait.
There will be a time right after we hear their case that we will open it up and then you can bring up any topic, wall, driveway, whatever you
We
like.
have to finish with these
This
two
way-
guys, then your turn will come, okay? Hold
This way
on.
this way you get ample time. You get ample time to present
Yeah,
your,
look at my attorney. That's next.
Okay. I like to make sure from you guys, both of you, that wall doesn't encroach on a neighbor property. Okay, how you do it, engineer, no engineer, I don't care. Now, I wanna, if you have nothing to say, I gotta open the application to the public. Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Hanna, Mr. Chairman, I should say. My understanding, and this is a zoning location survey prepared very recently in April, shows very clearly the stone wall does not encroach upon the property line. So I don't know that a new survey would show anything different.
Okay. Now, anyone in favor of this application? Anyone in favor of this application? Anyone in opposition to this application? You can speak now if you want to speak. Ms. Santos.
You're muted.
Yeah. She's muted. Why she's, you're muting yourself over there. How is,
Okay.
hold on 1 second. Tell us who you are first and then move forward with what you have to say.
I'm sorry, what was the beginning? I missed.
You're gonna say who you are, where you live, and then
Okay.
start
My
talking.
name is Sedalia Antos. I live at 26 Hillendale Road. The property, if you're facing this new house, I'm the property right to the right of it.
Okay,
I don't know where he said that we approved anything, but it was never approved.
No.
But let's talk about the wall. He came onto, he already has an easement. He's already messing up the whole water issue, everything. He has taken that. He comes onto my property and cements his wall to mine. Now, how is that? Where does it say he can come onto my property and cement his wall? So it looks like it's one long wall. He connected it by cement. There is no gap in between the walls. How is that approved and not encroachment? He's on my property and he attached it with cement.
so you have a
Who's
stone wall.
looking at this wall? Because whoever
have-
saw it, it was before he finished it. Because there is not even a quarter of an inch gap between the two walls.
So you have a stone wall on your property?
Yeah.
I do, but he came onto my property and attached his to
Okay,
mine.
let's, I need to ask you a couple of questions, answer very slowly, take it easy, relax. You have a stone wall on your property, right?
I do.
Where it's built, is it right on the line, zero line from the property line?
No,
No.
it's on the inside of the fence,
Yep.
on my
You
side.
did it on purpose like that.
We
But
did
you
it on
said-
purpose like that, so it wouldn't be right on the line.
So it's far away from the line?
I don't know how far it is. All I know it's on, I put a fence up. Oh, and speaking of that, the city told us to put a fence so that we could have privacy after you gave him the authorization to build a 1,300 square foot home. And he put 3 floors. So obviously, after spending all that money on fencing, it did no good because he ended up putting a window facing my property anyway on the 3rd floor, whatever. But my wall is on my side. It's inside my fence. It's inside my fence. He attached it, cemented it to my wall. How is that not encroachment? Not only am I not, even if I was on the side of the wall, I'm on my side. I'm on my property. How does he get to walk on my property and put and attach it? He didn't have to walk on it, but he attached it to my property.
probably your wall is right on the line, and he put his wall right on the line. So,
No, but even if it was on the line, which it isn't, I am telling you, there is a fence that fits in between. How
Okay.
does he get to cement a fence next? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And where does it say he can come and attach it to my property? I know how small the lot is. Believe me, I live next door. I know how small the lot is. My
okay.
question is, where are the lot? My husband pulled up the zoning. He can't attach his wall to mine. It can't be done. How can that be feasible? And how can you not call that encroachment? And even if it was on the border, which it's not, why would he cement it to my wall?
Okay, now, 1 minute you say cemented to the wall, and then you say cemented to the fence. I don't
No,
know.
cemented to the wall, not
Okay.
the fence, the wall. There is a fence in
So
between.
we're gonna get to the bottom line. Where is your wall? Where his wall is? Okay, that's all you have to say?
No, let me explain to you where the wall is. I have a fence, right? My fence, as you're looking at his property, my wall starts to the right of my fence. It starts on my property, away from the fence, okay, on my side, His wall was built and attached, cemented to my wall.
Okay, that's all you have complained about the wall attached to?
No, I have, do you want to see the picture? You can see the picture.
I don't need to see the pictures. I need to know why you're complaining about, I understand.
Well,
his
I'm
wall
complaining
attached
about
to
the
your
size
wall.
of the house. I mean, you people are the ones that passed zoning that this should have been a 1,300 square foot home, and he goes and builds one that's double the size. It's not an oops, I added an extra square 100
We
feet.
approved 1,100 square feet home for him.
Yeah.
I don't know where you bring 1,300 square feet.
Oh,
from.
well, you said 1,100 square feet. He put in two stories.
You
he
can
put
put
in
4
two-
stories.
Or he put in three, really, basement and 2 stories above.
That's fine.
At
that's not-
2,200 square feet. You
You-
told them
okay.
1,100. Okay,
Okay.
so that's one. There's nothing you can do about that, nothing. But at least give me my wall. I mean, separate the wall. Because if he doesn't, then I'm not gonna have to, I don't wanna have to do it. I didn't put it there. It's my wall. He came in legally, you came into my property and he attached the wall.
Okay, listen, we had enough about the wall. Anything else you want to complain about? Because I gotta stop this.
Yeah, well, what about the size of the house?
Size of the house is, I don't know, that's up to, whatever we approve, that's up to Mr.
Yeah,
Sean
but
to-
zoning specifically said it was an 1,100 square foot raised ranch. That's what he could put there. He put in double the size. I put in a fence for your zoning request or recommendation. I spent all this money on the fence. He builds a 3-story home with a window facing, I mean, you didn't even have the courtesy of not putting a window there. I don't know where he says I approved anything. We did not approve anything. He didn't say anything about the wall. He didn't ask if he could cement the wall to my wall. I never would have approved it. All I'm
Listen.
saying is stay on his property. He's
I heard
taking-
enough about this wall. I want you to stop complaining about the wall.
Oh, you brought
Now,
it. It's one of the issues.
The guy have a non-conforming lot. He have the right to build a home. We approved the lot for minimum size home to build. Okay?
Okay, but
That's
why
what we
are
do.
you, why
We
are you
cannot
getting
stop-
mad?
You
Why
cannot
are you
take-
getting angry? You're the ones that put in. You're the
Not
ones that
angry.
told them it was an 100 square foot home.
The wall. We have
No,
enough.
but you're the ones that approved the 1,100 square foot home. 1,100 square feet, he doubled it. And you guys, that's nothing? I mean, what is zoning? What is the purpose of zoning? Isn't it to comply with the zoning laws of the city? You guys are the ones that authorize it. You gave him the easement. He could, for an 1,100 square foot home. He put
How
in
big your home
double.
is? How big your home is?
Bigger than that,
How
but
big-
I have a bigger lot. I have a wider
How
lot.
big your home? Why you want to have a big home and the next door he can have a home?
Big home. I only have
We-
1,700 square feet
we-
on the main area.
We are here to relieve the people from their hardship. He have a non-conforming lot, but he can build a home in it.
Absolutely, absolutely, I
Okay, you
agree.
Understand that.
But
That's
what you
what-
don't understand is
Now,
how
now
do you,
we hear your complaint about wall. We're gonna try to discuss this different way with the other people involved. So if you don't, if that's all your complaint, I like to move to other people if they have complaint over there.
I don't have, I
Okay.
just would like, I would like your answer as to how you allow this house, this size to be built when your zoning board is the one that specifically stated
Okay,
it should have been
okay, I will
1,100.
let you know the answer. Okay.
Of course not. We never
I-
get the answers and you always get angry at me and I don't know
Not
why.
angry at you. You
You're
yell-
supposed to let me speak, right? That's common courtesy. I'm not making this stuff up.
Listen,
I could have complained the whole entire time he was here. I
You
never
guys-
called zoning. I never called city hall. I never complained about anything. He can, of course he can do whatever he wants. It's America. I'm hoping he can do that. All I am saying is you never listen to, you put the rules forth and you don't abide by them. So what are we, how are we supposed to handle that? You're the
I
ones who
think-
implemented the rules. You
I
put
think-
1,100 square feet on that
Listen.
meeting notes. Pull up the meeting notes, 1,100 square feet.
There's other people wanna complain about beside you. We wanna give them opportunity to talk.
Yeah,
okay?
once again, thank you for not
Any-
allowing me to speak. This is what you
anyone-
do every time.
Anyone else in opposition? Anyone else in opposition?
I have my hand raised, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe I can clarify what the frustration is here. This is Ken Gucker at 89 Padenham Road. I've been involved with this project since the last time this came in front of this board. And I can understand the frustration from the neighbor just to the right of this project. When this application came forward with not the same lawyer, but the same lawyer's firm, they had justified and said they needed this variance, the 4 variances, to put in a small 1,170 square foot ranch style house. They then went on to compare to other houses in the community, stating we should be able to put this rather small house in here because of the other houses of similar size, and it would be in comparison to the neighborhood. Now, I know what I'm saying is probably is not going to answer the questions, but I'm giving you the background of the frustration here. So the variances were granted. You, Mr. Chairman, had said to Ms. Antos, if you don't like looking at the house, put up a fence, you'll never see them. They went and spent, both neighbors on both sides of this project, spent tens of thousands of dollars putting up fences that are worthless. The structure that was built is 2,700 square feet. Now, I don't blame the gentleman who purchased this property. He did not know of these discussions beforehand. But what I'm kind of getting at is you took, and this committee took into your deliberations, and you stated it numerous times, it's just a small house. That's why we will allow this. And what in the end result happened was not a small house. And Mrs. Antos is correct to where she feels that her quality of life is being violated, that she can't sit in her backyard. The answer of putting up a fence did not answer that question. It would have answered it had a small ranch style house of 1,170 square foot house be built, but that's not what was built. So I understand their frustration. I think the other thing that she is trying to get to is the walls being attached. I think it would have been a different story had the builder talked to them and said this would be a better look. I think when you have to look at what's out there, if they don't want them attached, you don't attach them. And especially if they are claiming that it is short of the property line, but it was attached anyway. I understand how these things are done. I also spoke with the applicant on this. I have a lot of sympathy for the applicant because he bought a piece of property that he thought he could develop. He did not know of all of the pre-existing history. So the neighbors, the moment this thing started getting framed, my office started getting phone calls of they're building this huge tower. This is not a single floor ranch that he said, and the lawyer said that they were going to build. So that is the frustration. I think going forward, there needs to be more conditions as to if you are judging to put a variance on a piece of property and it's going to be a small structure, that it remain that way. I understand what he built is not encroaching any farther on any of the variances, but is not the true testimony of what the lawyer stated would be built, what the previous owner said would be built. And all of this has led to hardship for not only the person who built this house and has invested a ton of money into this, and I understand the hardship, but at the same time, for the neighbors who were told, it's a small house, you don't like it, put up a fence, you'll never see it. And applying with that, they now deal with looking down to where they have to look up at the second story to ensure if they go in their backyard, that maybe that their privacy isn't violated. So that, Mr. Chairman, is the anguish that I'm sure the Antoses are feeling and some of the other people in the community. But again, if we can go forward with other future, and I don't know how you do it, where this committee, if you are judging by a lawyer and an applicant telling you they were building X, Y, and Z, that's what goes up. Because you, Mr. Chairman, did say numerous times, he has a right to build. It's a small house. You won't know it's there. And it is there, and it is not what they said. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I have a question.
Listen, I respond to you. I never told you don't know, you won't see it, it's there. I told you she have non-conforming lot. The people own a lot at that time, they have a non-conforming lot. And they have the right to build a home. And the reason we vote on a setback line. We can't control a guy if he built 1-floor house or 2-floor or 3-floor. That's the zoning regulation will control that. We, as a commission, our job to relieve the people from their hardship. And you are a legislator yourself, and you know that. We don't take sides with nobody. We're not there to hurt anyone, okay? Now, if there is confusion about the wall, touching the wall, I don't know if they can resolve this issue. If not, we have to make a new survey. If they want a separation, build a new wall. I don't know what they're gonna do, whatever the zoning gonna approve for them. I don't control the whole operation here on my board members. We just try to relieve the people from their hardship. And he came up with a plan to build a very small house. You can't build a house smaller than that. So, you know, we don't want to hurt the neighbor or anybody else on the other side. We're not there for that reason. Okay, that's all I want to say to you.
If I can, and I do respect,
don't try to put word in my mouth, because I know what I'm talking about. I've been in this commission for 25 years, and I know the rule. And you're not going to tell me nothing else. I'm for protecting the public and helping everyone, regardless of who, you know. If they have the right to build a house, they have the right to build a house. We can vote in the setback line to help the people to use the lot like their neighbor. That's it. So if they build a wall, the other guy, and now this guy, he's with this situation, I don't know if they can work it out, or maybe they have to make a new survey and see where the line exactly, and then we go from there.
Mr. Chairman, I'd have a question for some of the people that we've heard from, including Sean as well, if he's still available. If this was granted, this variance to build an 1,100 square foot house, and I was at the location, I surveyed it, looked at everything. I understand about the wall. I was kind of taken aback a bit because there really was no property line separation there. It was either right on the property line or over the property line. I couldn't tell because I'm not a surveyor. I don't have that kind of information in front of me. But if it was an 1,100 square foot house that was approved, how come that house is so big? Because it is bigger than any other house on that block, pretty much. Again, I don't have exact figures. There may be a house a little bigger. I don't know, but it
The
is.
house, I think if I remember correctly, was 1170 or close to 1200 square feet. That's what they came in for. That's what we approved. But we cannot control. We voted on a setback line for that house. That's it we vote on. We don't vote on, we vote overall, house is small. That's it. That's why we granted the setback line, because it's not a huge house. So now what the city allowed them to do, I can't control that. I don't know. You don't control that. That's up to Mr. Herity to tell us what the story is, if the house really bigger than what it was.
Mr. Chairman?
I need Mr. Herity to tell us something. Sean is.
All right, through the chair real quick. If the variance doesn't dictate certain conditions, and dictating certain conditions that aren't even in the zoning regulations. So this was based on a setback requirement. So if the applicant, 2 owners or 10 owners down the road, decides to build a house that complies with the zoning regulations that doesn't fit into this scheme, he has a right to, or she has a right to do that. I can't control it unless the ZBA purposefully put it in the text that it is restricted, which would be a tough sell, I think, to any attorney to have his client be restricted to something that isn't really in the code that I can deal with. So I deal with setbacks. If they come up from the footprint, I have a certain height requirement they have to meet. So, and as far as walls go, if there's an encroachment, if there's a dispute, we always return it or we refer it to their person, for their attorneys to take legal action. If there was an encroachment and there's damage to the property. If not, it should be reflected on this map for what you're dealing with would be 3 feet, more than 5 feet within the site, the property lines, and then the driveway, Greg. Those are the 2 issues now before the board, as a clarify. I hope that helps, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Mr. Chairman?
Okay, Mr. Gallagher, go ahead.
I don't, this isn't exactly my area, but I just scaled off the map. And I think where the confusion is the commission gave permission for the dwelling to be built 1,100 square foot of footprint. Not how high, but the footprint is 1,100 square feet. Not the total volume inside the house. I think that's the confusion. I may be wrong, but I believe that's the confusion. That footprint, that foundation is 1,100 square feet.
The drawing that's attached to the packet, though, when you look at the tail of that wall, it looks like it goes over the property line. Is that accurate?
I didn't do the survey. You mean down by the road? Is this? I don't even know which wall they're talking about.
I'm
Is it
assuming,
down by Hillendale Road, or is it the one up behind by the wetlands?
Mrs. Antos, are you to the right? If you're looking at this house, you're to the right or the left?
To the left.
I'm to the right, and it's the wall at the street level.
Okay.
So when you look at that drawing that's attached to the packet, the end of
it's
the
attached.
wall
The
tails
end-
like a J, and
You're right, the
it
end of the
looks
wall
like
is
it goes
touching
over
the
the
property
property
line.
line.
The end of the wall is touching the property line on that map.
Not touching it. The drawing shows it going over it.
Okay, I think,
Well, that's one little rock it shows. I didn't do the survey. Paul Brodigan did the survey, so we'll have to check their notes. Well, but I'm sure if she said it touched and connected to their wall, it did. Maybe it does. So if they have to take it out, they'll have to take it out.
okay, Attorney Lionel, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to clarify my earlier statements, as I'm sorry to introduce the confusion. When I spoke with the neighbor closest to the offending portion of the wall, I should not have said the offending portion of the wall. There are, now I realize, 2 offending portions of the wall. The portion of the wall, or the neighbor closest to the southern abutting neighbor, is okay with the positioning of the wall. I will note that Mr. Prenny agrees that yes, the stone walls connect, and understands the neighbor's concern with respect to the connection of those stone walls. And one of the things that I mentioned in my earlier remarks was Mr. Prenny's willingness to work on solutions that would resolve this issue. And so I think based on discussions with Mr. Prenny, he is more than willing to cut the wall to make sure that it remains on his property and does not affect the neighboring property.
I think if the wall touch the wall, it's better. So nothing will grow in between the two walls. If you leave a little space for both sides, I'm not talking, but it's up to them to resolve this issue. I can't be involved in the wall. So why, I suggest that you guys make a new survey and really show us in a map what's going on here with the wall. Yeah, go ahead.
Evening, Mr. Chairman. My name is Augustine from 3105 Decatur Avenue. I just want to explain the reason we are in the zoning board of appeal. It's not that part of the wall she's talking about. It's the other neighbor, which the other neighbor is okay with our wall. And the reason I connected the wall, because when I had the highway inspection, they complained to him that there's some water going down to that, because I left like 4 inches space between the two walls.
Yeah.
And there was some water dripping to the driveway. And the highway inspector failed me and wanted me to put, basically he didn't want to see no water on the driveway going down. And that's why we closed the wall. We connected together. But in that case, I'm more than happy to do that. But the reason we are in this meeting today, that we are asking for forgiveness, is not because of that wall. That's a different issue now.
Okay. Are you, Mrs. Antos, Ms. Antos, are you satisfied what the gentleman say? You will separate the wall? And
If
they
she
will
wants, yes,
say
but
for protection reason, that they don't want the water to go in between.
Well, first of all, nobody ever said anything about the water. Nobody asked us for approval. Nobody said that, oh, maybe if we do this, we're not unreasonable people.
No.
But I will tell you this, that was never asked. It was never asked. And yes, I want the wall separated because it's not right that he came onto my property. Now, if there's water issues of water coming down that way, maybe he should put in a drain system like I have in the backyard, like I have in multiple places in my yard. He has none. So if that is a water issue, then he needs to fix the water issue, but not attach it to my wall. Or at least he could have given me the courtesy of saying, you know what? This is going to be a problem. Do you think we could do this? That was never asked. And quite frankly, I don't want it there. So again, you have a water issue. You need to fix the water in your property. Just like I was told, I can't do anything about my drainage issue in the back because you can't touch the water. So I'm allowing all the water from your backyard to come into my drainage system.
Don't get about the water.
So I don't fix a water problem and fix it on your yard, and I want the wall separated. That's all I'm asking.
They don't even look at that. They don't do it.
Okay, listen, you can rebut one more time, that's it. Go ahead.
Huh?
Yeah, him. Mr.
Frank? Yes.
Franny?
Yes, I had a failed inspection from the highway because I left that space, but the space is not, it's like 3 inches, it's just mortar. It's not stone connected into her wall. So I can do that as early as Saturday or tomorrow.
So what you have between the two walls, you have how much space? A couple inches?
3 inches tops.
3
That's a
inches?
couple inches in my yard.
Just
Whatever. Just separate it, please.
I will.
Okay. All right, so anyone else in opposition for this situation? It look like everyone is happy. Any question from the board?
Just really quick, Mr. Chairman, Just a point of interest here. The wall variance is for any and all wall, okay, that projected within 5 feet of the property line, whether it's down by the driveway or it's up at the house. So it covers the whole property unless it was an existing wall. Okay, so that'd be an excavation within 5 feet. If the excavated, it's part of your variance application, and then just the driveway.
Yeah, you just approved now the wall situation. Before we approved the setback line for the house. But now, because they're making a driveway and a lot is narrow, they have to go to the edge to the property. The whole voting is now for excavation to the edge of the property. Did I answer your question? Mr. Trotta, are you happy with that?
I guess, I mean, it just,
Yeah.
having seen the property, I understand where the neighbor's coming from. I also understand
Yeah.
where the contractor's coming from, because it's kind of a catch-22 here. Because she doesn't want the wall there, but when you separate it, you get water in between. That wall's not gonna last as long as it would if it was together. But that being said, if she wants it off her property, she has every right for that.
Well, they say it's not connected, but there is some loose cement. So when you build a wall with a cement between the stone, some cement fall off. And you're not gonna pick it up in a 2-inch, 3-inch space, but they probably can dig it out with a steel bar or whatever if she wanted the space over there. You know, it's better if they put a cap in the middle of the two wall to prevent the rainwater going down and freeze in the wintertime and maybe break the two walls. I don't know. Whatever they, anyone else have a question? Anyone else from the board have a question?
Do we also, Mr. Chairman, have to discuss the driveway issue, the grading?
Yeah, well, you can ask question about that. That's because they have to, I guess they can excavate deep enough. And we gave them the approval last time for the shorten the front yard setback, changing the setback in the front yard. So they need the space now, the driveway high, you know, there's a lot, there's a slope over there. So.
Because I know they did discuss some driveway alternatives that were possible to rectify this situation.
Well, I don't know if there is alternative because they have septic over there, not septic.
Mr. Chairman, if you wouldn't mind allowing Ralph to comment on this portion of the project. I believe that there were several different avenues to take, and all of them but the existing plan.
Yes, I want Mr. Trotta to say his question clearly, and then Mr. Gallagher can comment on that.
I think I know. I think I know what he's looking for. Originally, we had the driveway coming up from the left more and crossing on a windy wiggle to try to get the 12%, which if they had built the house much lower and had bigger walls, that might have been able to work. But the thing that stopped that was the utilities underground. You would have to dig out all the utilities, the storm drain, the electric, the water. So that was not really feasible. So Mr. Brennick came down and did the best you could do with what he has to work with without tearing out all the municipal utilities, and it's a better situation. And as you know, 15% is not crazy steep. 12%, but the difference between 12 and 15% is very tough to tell, even with an expert.
We just, Mr. Trotta, we just approved the one on Lake Wabica was 15%, I think, somewhere over there.
And a lot of people, Mr. Chairman, a lot of people don't know this, but the town of Sherman has driveway regulations of 20%.
Okay, Mr. Trotta, any more question regarding driveway?
No, I'm pretty good because I did see the driveway and they want to up the grade. Is that what I'm understanding here? You want to up it more or level it more?
Well,
No,
it's going to be built just the way it is.
Okay. Because
Right, the surveyor has located exactly the way it is, and it's 15.7 going up and then 5.6 going into the garage.
Yeah, because it is a weird, I mean, if you look at that block per se, and all the other driveways, that one kind of goes up quick. It's
Yeah.
slow, then it goes up quick. Where the other
Yeah.
driveways have a more graded, more gradual upgrade.
Right,
That's what I noticed by passing that block.
exactly.
So I didn't know if they could come out the other way with it to make it less.
That's where all the utilities are, and that's where,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
where we have to give, that's where we have to give our property to the city of Danbury. We have to give them 714 square feet when we're all done with this. Because the city road encroaches on the lot.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're welcome. Anyone else
I
have
have
a
a
question?
question.
Yes, go ahead.
You know, since this is pretty much a forgiveness of variance, and I guess this question would be for the Attorney Lichtenauer and Mr. Gallagher. What are some possibilities in correcting this? You know, I mean, we approved the original variance to 2023. What are 2 or 3 possibilities here other than just forgiving altogether for the driveway?
I just kind of went through that. The only other thing you can do is come out and wiggle hard to the left and then back to the right, but then you're giving that area to the city of Danbury. And you'd have to take out all the storm drain, the water line. I'm not sure if there's a gas line out there or not.
there's a sewer right there.
Yeah, the sewer, I'm sorry, yeah, the city sewer. You'd have to move the utilities and somehow deepen them. I'm not sure how you would even do that in the Hillendale Road there. I believe it's not feasible.
Okay.
Mr. DeLucia, you happy? You okay?
Yeah.
Any more question? Mr. Rivero,
I'm good.
okay. Any more question? All right, we have a motion to close.
All right,
25.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to close public hearing for application 2510, 24 Hillendale Road.
Motion made by Mr. Trata. Any second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Rivero. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to open application 2510, 24 Hillendale Road for voting session and further discussion.
Okay. Motion made by Mr. Trata,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Rivero. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any discussion?
So Sean, I have a question. So this wall and potential water issue, how can we approve or what do we do with this thing from a standpoint? If he separates the wall and now it becomes a water problem with the highway department, how does this?
All right. Hold on.
So the mostly would be if let's say the highway department told them to close it off, we don't want any point discharges onto our city roads. So that would be an issue we just going to have to resolve with the highway department and us. And that would be also with the environmental officer who's out there as well. So that's going to be resolved. He's not going to permit it. The reason why the engineer went over the actual wall itself, we wanted to look at it to make sure there was going to be any more drainage issues. That would have to be resolved. Does it tie into your variance request? A little bit, Tony. It does, because the walls would be redirecting water into certain areas. So I wasn't aware that the highway department insisted on that, which gives me a little bit of a concern, that, you know, how do we resolve this now, since the opening would be there on the wall? And two, like the neighbor said, is there a water issue there we weren't aware of? So that's the only thing that jumps at me. If they went ahead and did that, though, it would tie into your variance for the wall. Would it forgive a drainage issue? Tony, it would not. The drainage issue would still be dealt with.
And is there a minimum, like, you know, we're saying 3 inches? I mean, is there a minimum off of the neighbor's property line that or you could give a variance right up to the property line?
The board has the authority to give a variance up to the property line. However, any encroachment that occurs because of that construction that would encroach wouldn't be in the ZBA's purview, and also would result in some sort of a private suit between the two neighbors. So you're not
Sean,
approving an encroachment. It'll be strictly approving the walls that were there.
Should we recommend as built survey for that wall, so we have put everybody to rest about?
You could ask for, and it would be fair, I think, and I don't think the attorney would have a problem with that, for a revised plan showing the encroachment
Yes.
removed. I
Well,
think
more
that
a
would be
revised
good.
plan showing the remedy, more importantly, right? I mean, because I'm just don't know how you could word this where, you know, the neighbor's protected to whatever they're gonna do. You know, I don't know if it should be a revised detail on, you know, can that whole tail of the wall be taken off without, you know, hindering the grade of the driveway? I don't know. I mean, it's obviously, if the walls are touching, it's either on her property, because when you look at the drawing, it actually shows it going over the property line. So that would tell me 3 inches is still going to be on her property. So, you know, I would think there should.
Mr. Ribeiro, probably we should ask for as built survey, that to show where the line between the two walls, who is encroaching and who, or nobody encroaching, and then maybe they come back for another hearing.
And then a repair,
In the
a
meantime,
repair detail or something, a
they can-
drawing that's showing what does it mean to take 3 inches off the wall? I mean,
Yeah.
what are we
Well,
actually going to do?
The space is over there, but at least we know where each wall is, what is the highway department want, and what's the neighbor want. And if they can work out a solution, it will be a lot easier. So for us to, probably we should retable this one for the next.
Yeah, or
hearing.
make a motion to
I
come-
think that's the
I
way to
think
go.
if they
come
want to
back with
do it,
additional
like,
information. right?
because yeah, you need more information. You need to talk with the highway department. They need to talk with each other, the lawyer and neighbor, and see if they can come to some kind of solution good for both of them.
All right, so just to make it clear, the board is suggesting that I work with the highway department and the environmental engineer out there to see what sort of impact the removal of this wall would have. Would it be detrimental to the city roadway? Would it be detrimental to the neighbor? What would it take to redirect any water, or if we scarify or remove this wall, what would be the effect? Am I reading that right?
That,
Yeah.
and to
Yeah.
me, I think I agree with Joe, an as-built survey, because when just looking at the drawing, there's a property line, and the picture of the wall goes over the property line onto the neighbor's property. Whether that's accurate or not, there's no dimension, but just in a plan view, that's what it. So I think, yeah, and I think there should be like a detail of what's the repair going to be.
Yeah, I think before we can even vote on this, we need more information based on what's being told to us here today at the meeting and what I've seen by checking out the property. So if possible, Mr. Chairman, we could make a motion to continue this hearing for application 2510, 24 Hillendale Road, until August 28th, our next meeting, for this specific reason, to get more information from the highway department and to see what kind of effect this
Yeah.
wall or removal of this wall
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
have before we.
Mr. Lightnower, are you okay with what we discussed now? To come back?
Mr.
Who has
Chairman,
been-
excuse me, I'm sorry. My understanding is that the public hearing is closed and therefore I cannot supply any additional information to the record.
Right. Yep. So I think we should make a motion to postpone 2410. I'd like to make a motion to postpone 2410 until additional information can be provided. I don't know if that's enough to.
Well,
As Bill said,
Through the chair, that's where you're hitting the rocky road. So we did close the hearing, and this would be new information coming in that the opposition or the people in favor of this wouldn't have a chance to present or to rebut
Yeah.
in front of the commission. So we're kind of in a tight box here.
So
So
can I make a motion to deny it without prejudice so they can come back?
that's within the board's purview to do that. Yes.
yeah, I guess you can do that. And then they can come back.
I mean-
Probably with a Bill survey and they talk with the people.
I mean, it needs to be, I mean, you're at the point of no return here, but you don't want to just leave the fix up in the air of, I think
Yeah,
I'd feel better knowing what are they doing and what is the impact of what they're going to do, it's.
okay, yeah. We should have retabled it before, but we got involved in discussion. Okay, go ahead, your motion.
I make a motion to deny 2510 24 Hillendale Road, MP Homes LLC, without prejudice, so that additional information can be provided.
Motion made by Mr. Ribeiro,
I'll second.
Second.
seconded by Mr. Plata, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
okay.
Mr. Chairman? Joe?
Yeah,
Since it's a denial, would you mind just doing a roll call vote for the record?
for the record, yes.
Thanks.
We vote for the motion made for 25-10 24 Hellendale Road. Mr. Trata,
Yes.
Mr. DeLucia,
Yes.
Mr. Botello,
Yes.
Mr. Rivero,
Yes.
and me, yes.
Thank you.
25-11 8 Ridge Road. Anyone represent the applicant? Twenty-five 10 25-11 8 Ridge Road. Anyone represent the applicant? Mr. Dotto, you are, no?
8 Ridge Road, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's me.
Ridge Road.
Yeah, 8 Ri-
Are you
Hey,
the
Ridge Road.
applicant?
yes, I am. Good
Okay,
evening, everyone.
Good evening.
okay,
We was trying to submit this application because we don't have much room in the back to try to install up-ground pool. So we was doing all this because the only side we have in the left side of the house we was trying to install because the other side we have a garage, I mean little shed, so where we put all the land, all the little equipment we have for to maintain the house. Well, that's we because we don't have it in the back of the house much room. That's why I was trying to submit the application to see if you guys can help us and help design if we we can install in that side. It's the only side we have available.
Are you putting in-ground pool or above ground?
Above ground,
How big?
12 by 24.
Okay. That's all you have to say. Anyone have a question?
Mr. Chairman, I just had a quick question. That 12 by 24, what is the size of that size lot to the left of your house, or to the, yeah, if you're looking at your house to the left, where the fences are, the side fence, what is the size there? What are we looking at? Like how many feet? Because you want 12 by 24, which is a good size pool.
After we measurement from the house to the fence, my neighbor, we have left 10 feet still left from the property line from my neighbor.
So that would be 10 feet to the fence. You have 10
From the
feet
fence, 10 feet,
then the
10
neighbor.
feet. Yeah, from my neighbor, 10 feet.
Or then 10 feet, then the fence, then the street on that one side.
No, from the street to the side of the pole is like 50 feet, 9 inches.
I'm talking about
That's
the
right.
side where the fence is, because it goes to the fence and then the street is on the other side of the fence. So just to the fence. 'Cause
Yeah,
that
10
would be
feet.
the property line there.
Yeah, that's 10 feet clearance.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
Well,
find
this
this, pool,
applica-
do you find this pool being a little big for that area? Because it's going to take in a big area there.
Since we have a room, this is we was trying to install. We have like the yard is still plenty for the side, and we have plenty of room to my neighbor. So that's why we was trying to see if we can do that.
Okay, because that area is, I saw the area. I passed by there the other day and I saw the area. And there is room there for some type of a pool or stuff, but I don't know if that size, because I guess according to city ordinance, if I'm incorrect, Sean can correct me, but you also have to have a fence around that, I believe.
If we need to, yeah, of course we can. We can put a fence. Where, like I said, we can put a fence around it. Since it's with above ground, I don't know if we need. Definitely, we need to. If we are, you guys design. If you need to do the fence, we definitely do.
Okay, I have to interrupt 1 second. I got 2 letters here in opposition for this pool.
Joe, we can't hear you.
I say I got 2 letters in opposition for the pool. Would like to read them for the record.
Well, let's.
Is that okay? You want to read or you want me to read?
No, you can read it.
Okay. The first letter is Garrett Negri to Benjamin Cheyenne, Port Hotel, Chairman Hanna, and members of the Danbury Zoning Board of Appeals. We request that this correspondence be read aloud at the meeting scheduled for Thursday, August 14 at 7 p.m. Good evening. We currently reside in West Terrace at 21 Ridge Road, Danbury, Connecticut 06810. We are concerned about after effects should this requested variance be granted. First is the quality of life for our neighbors who directly abut 8 Ridge, namely to Lexington and 10 Ridge. There is no amount of fencing that can give the pool and the neighbors any privacy. Noise is also an issue. Have you ever heard of a quiet game of Marco Polo? The proposed footprint for a 12 by 24 foot above ground pool is basically in the back and side yards of 8 Ridge's neighbor, abutter, with a proposed pool location. Is there adequate setback according to the city zoning law? We are also concerned about any precedent that granting this variance may have. Given the layout of the neighborhood, there are several similar corner lots, aka 2 front yards. Do we want the requested variance to become the new norm? We think not. We are concerned about the neighbors' property values as well as the aesthetic that West Terrace currently offers. We would respectfully request that 8 Ridge Road variance request be denied. Thank you, Ann and Greg Negri. And the second letter is against the pool at 8 Ridge Road, Paul Rogers. To Mr. Hanna, my name is Paul Rogers. I live at 5 Ridge Road, Danbury, Connecticut 06810. I would like to just write this quick letter to ask the board to please deny the pool being as proposed to be put in the front of 8 Ridge Road. I would not only find this as an eyesore and not anything you would see in this neighborhood, but a liability as well. I live diagonally across from this house and have a 3-year-old toddler. I feel there would be no way to install this safely as to keep out other young kids in the neighborhood, or even animals, possibly domestic and wild. These neighbors have repeatedly tried to get around the laws with sheds and other dwelling tents set up for parties that go into the night, multiple commercial vehicles parked on the street. The list goes on, as you will probably hear from my other fellow neighbors. So I ask you to strongly consider this letter and other objections by anyone else in the neighborhood to reject the proposal. I thank you for your time. Sincerely, Paul Rogers, sent from my iPhone. So that's the 2 letters. Now, for Mr. Pinasella, I have a you want to put the pool in the front yard, correct?
Excuse me?
You're going to put the pool in the front yard.
Yes, because like I say, we don't have a room in the back. Well, that's why we come up with this
And
option.
it's above a ground pool, right?
Yes, it's above ground, so we're not going, digging in the side.
How deep the pool?
How deep? No, we're not doing because above ground. We not go.
I know, but how deep?
Oh, it's 40. Where 45? What's the 45?
So let's say 45. You're gonna build a deck around the pool? How are you gonna go in the pool? You're gonna build a deck?
Yeah, we got a little. Basically, we was trying to, instead of having just the stairs, we want to try to build a little landing so we can put a little gate when we go out there, so we can lock them up so nobody can go into the pool.
Because once you put the pool almost 4 feet high, and you build the deck, now you're already above the fence line, right?
No, because we're going to the side of the house, like the little deck is going to be to the side, to the back of the house. No goes to my neighbor, so goes to the house. So that is a small little landing, like I said, so we can put a gate in there, so nobody can jump in or goes, fell into the pool.
Okay, Anyone else from the board have a question?
This, on the drawing there, there's a shed to be removed and a proposed shed and, but I don't see that in the request of variance here.
You have a shed you're gonna remove?
Yeah, but yes, I'm trying. That's my plans. We're going to build a little bigger shed because we have a little one. We're going to remove that one and build a little build a bigger because all my like I said, all my little equipment is no mobile lawnmower, little landscaping tools is nothing, doesn't fit into the little shed we have. So that's why my plan was build a little bigger. So we instead of have it up against into the house, we want to make it a little bigger so we can storage into the
Right.
garage.
How many shed you have?
Right now we have just a little one, as you see over there. The little one is a
So
little
you're
one.
gonna, you're gonna remove the little one and you're gonna build a big one?
Yes.
Where you gonna build the big one?
As soon as we have the okay from you guys, we're going to build it so we don't have all my stuff is up against into the house. So I have a little issue with that, and I was told Sean, Sean, I was going to build it. And he was okay. He would say just pull the permit, and when you guys was apply for the pool, so make it clear over there. And I think I submit the drawings for that too. Soon as we got okay, I think the permit for the shed, I think is going through, but we was trying to put everything together, if it's possible.
You're gonna have to move that play gym too, right?
Yes, yeah. Oh, the playground.
The playground thing, yeah, the wooden playground.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, just for the through the chair, the shed isn't part of this. The shed meets setbacks and will come in through a different permitting process. This is strictly for the pool being in the required front yard.
Anyone else have a question? Anyone else? Wait 1 second. We gotta go through the board first. Anyone else from the board have a question? Okay. Anyone in favor of this application? Anyone in favor of this application? No. Okay. Anyone in opposition to this application? I think Mr. Farnsworth, you are raising your hand.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Douglas Farnsworth. I reside with my wife at 2 Lexington Avenue. I have the big 6-foot-tall fence that the pool will be very close to. I just want to clarify that I am in opposition of the pool strictly because looking at the drawings. My neighbor says he has a 10-foot spread from the pool to my fence, but by the time you're doing the deck and everything else, it's not telling me or anyone looking at the drawings how close that pool is to his house. He's right up against his window, and his little deck is going right into his down hatch leading to his basement. It's a 4-foot pool, but by the time you put everything on there, my pool is 6 feet. You're gonna have people. I'm gonna be able to see people swimming from when I'm on the lawn. Quality of life is what I'm saying at this. It's not conducive to a pool in this area. If the neighbor was to put a pool in the backyard as the permitting suggests, he can move the 6 cars from his paved driveway on the other side and put it on that side so no one can see it. But it'll be an eyesore. We don't have any pools in the neighborhood that you drive by on your way to work, or you come home and walking the dogs and you're seeing a pool in a yard, and how many people are going to be in the pool at all times? How is it going to be kept? Where's the playground? Where's the stuff going? So I just want to say I am in opposition, strictly looking at the pool proposal and the quality of life that pool is going to cause myself and anyone else in that area if this goes in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else in opposition for this bill? Anyone in opposition? Okay, Mr. Ben Dotto.
Good evening, Chairman, members of the ZBA. My name is Benjamin Doto. I reside at 17 Ridge Road. Been a resident there for 26 years. Live there with my wife and kids. I'm opposed to this application to allow a pool between the house, the dwelling, and the front lot line. This isn't your typical pool variance that ZBA typically sees or grants. A lot of times you guys grant pool variances. It could be a flag lot where technically the front yard of the flag lot is way far away from the road and abuts someone else's rear yard. The house has a strange orientation, or you have a very large lot that's wooded on a curvy road and you may have extensive front yards or strange house orientations. And while it's true that the lot has two fronts, that was the hardship that they claimed in the application, it also has two very lenient sides. The detached accessory use is 6 feet in the zone. And so there is a lot of leniency. It's incompatible with the neighborhood. West Terrace has 90 to 100 lots. In the RA zone, none of the houses have pools in the front yards. Well, that's not true. Last year, there was a pool in a front yard in West Terrace, and it was the applicant had constructed one in the front yard without permits or approvals. City made him take it down and took his time, took a few months for that to come down. So this is a second try at it the right way. Just want to put that on the record. The lot is not a small lot. It's a 12,000 square foot lot in an 8,000 square foot zone. So this lot is 50% bigger than the minimum. Lexington, I'm going to share my screen if that's okay, Chairman.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Let's see here. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Lexington Avenue is as you can see, has a well-defined street wall, both sides of the road, and this is consistent with the whole neighborhood. Pools simply don't belong in front yards in a neighborhood like this. All the pools throughout the neighborhood, sheds, detached garages, are either equal to the house or behind the house. In their application, they state that their hardship was not, just for a sense, here's a subject property. The proposed pool is sort of in this area here. And as you can see, all the residents on Lexington, with the exception of a couple of the corner lots, face the road. So these are true front yards that are close to the road. Their other stated hardship in their application was that this was not self-created. And I disagree with that. As you can see on this GIS survey, and again, this isn't the actual survey. The actual survey that they submitted was right here. But the GIS survey sort of reflects what the property looked like before the applicant purchased and moved in it. Here's the main house. This was a former garage that had been converted to living space by the previous owner. It wasn't done by the applicant. But the driveway here, the applicant has extensively expanded the driveway to the right and to the back. You can see on the survey here. They even expanded the driveway beyond the front yard setback. And they store an RV here. And they've been storing an RV there for years. That's not allowed in the zoning regulations. I just noticed this week the RV was moved, and it was actually moved to right here. And I think that was, my guess, it was conveniently done for this application. The problem with this property is this hardship was self-created. This house has, the proverbial 10 pounds of stuff in a 5-pound bag. There's a lot of people that live in this house. There's no garage. Any day, there's between 6 and 8 vehicles parked in the driveway, in the road. Commercial vehicles. Employees show up. As the applicant had said, He talked about all his equipment and materials. Employees show up, they park in, they hop in the vans and trucks and take off to work. I already mentioned there's an RV in the front yard. Again, this is all self-created, this lack of room. There's construction materials strewn around the site, ladders, scaffolding, siding breaks. Just want to show a couple images here. There's these two commercial vans. This is on Lexington. These are parked there every single night. These are work vans. They get parked there. It's totally inappropriate for the neighborhood.
We can't see whatever you're showing.
Oh,
Ben.
I'm sorry. Let me share the screen then. No one saw that photo?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Oh boy. Screen sharing is paused. Stop the share. All right, I apologize, but I think it's important that I show these pictures, so I'm gonna open them again. How about now?
There you go.
Okay, great. Thank you. So this is an aerial, and as you can see, the street wall is well defined here. This here looks like an old trampoline, but ironically, this is where they put the pool last year. This is the area I'm talking about with respect to where they park their RV. Again, it creates some issues. The work vans. This is on Lexington, facing the road. These two commercial vehicles are parked there every single night. Again, there's a lot of stuff going on at this house. Can everyone see this map?
We see all the picture of the people, not the map.
Okay, I got to share again. I'm sorry I'm having trouble tonight.
That's
It's because
okay.
I have photos and images mixed. So here's the applicant's proposal. As I showed you, this is where their pool is. To the east side of their what was once a garage, they're showing a 12 by 22 shed. They're basically creating their own hardship by saying they're going to put this there. I took the same survey. See this orange area here?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Yep.
This is a 24 by 30 area outside of the detached accessory use area that technically a zoning compliant pool or shed or garage could go. So again, this hardship is self-created. And just in summary, I ask that you deny this application. I'm going to stop sharing here. I ask that you deny this application as it's, in my opinion, not a valid hardship. It's partially self-created, and there's other options. Pools do not belong in front yards of old urban neighborhoods like this, like West Terrace. It's not in conformity with the neighborhood. Its physical characteristics set a precedent for, if it's granted, it'll set a precedent for others to do so. And I just respectfully ask that you deny this application. Thank you.
So if he decide to put the pool where the shed is, the colored area, is that will still be a problem for you guys?
We wouldn't have a say.
You won't have a shed, no.
No, we wouldn't have a say in the matter because it's compliant.
Oh.
They wouldn't be in front of you. I was just trying to point out the fact, Chairman, that the hardship that they claim in the application is self-created. He probably doesn't want to put it there because he has so much construction material, debris,
Yeah.
He's running out of room, so he's throwing the pool in the front yard.
Okay. All right.
That's all.
Anyone, are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
I just said, Mr.
Anyone
Chairman.
anyone else in opposition?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Paul?
thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, Paul Rotello, 13 Linden Place, Danbury. Good evening, everybody. Also, for the record, I am a 6th Ward councilman representing West Terrace and this neighborhood. Okay. In front of you tonight is a request for a variance to put a pool basically in a front yard because of a purported hardship. So you have some leverage on this. The issue I will leave to the neighbors. They don't want a pool in the front yard, and I happen to agree with that. It's not a neighborhood I live in, but if I lived in that neighborhood, I wouldn't want to see pools in front yards either, but I will leave that to the neighbors to make that case. My case this evening is different. If you happen to approve this, or if the pool goes in the southeast corner where it wouldn't require a variance, this particular councilman is on the cusp of introducing a study or an ordinance or an ad hoc or a committee meeting or something along those lines to begin exploring a new trend in swimming pools. It is called the Airbnb for swimming pools, where people rent out swimming pools. As we've heard testimony tonight, there are vehicles associated with this house that are parked on the street. I've driven down the street. We just had it repaved. It's gorgeous up there. All the streets in West Terrace are flat as a pancake and smooth as butter. But some of these vehicles are now parked on both sides of the street, and it makes it a little bit difficult to get a car down there, let alone a fire truck. I don't actually think a fire truck can go down these streets. So here's the issue. If you have a pool and you have children, generally you're going to have a pool party and people will come with friends and they will park all over the place, and that's a problem. But it's part and parcel of having a swimming pool. It's the nature of the beast. What's happening now is fundamentally different. People are renting out their swimming pools, and these family pools, which aren't used that much. I mean, when you think about it, if you have a pool, most grown-ups that have pools use them a couple of times a week. These, it's called Swimply, SWIMPLY, like simply with a W. Swimply is the Airbnb for swimming pools, and people are now renting them out for a fee. And dozens, maybe even hundreds of people are coming in a week using these pools to party at all hours of the day and night. And this is unacceptable in most neighborhoods. I suppose if you lived in Weston or something like that in the middle of nowhere, on 14 acres, it would be one situation, but on a street like Lexington or Ridge, to have pool parties where people are commercially exploiting their swimming pools is really an unacceptable burden on the neighborhood. So I would ask, if you are considering approving this, and I will defer to the neighbors and ask you not to approve it in the first place, but if you feel the need that you have to approve this, in spite of the testimony that you heard tonight, you will put in a prohibition against any commercial use of this pool whatsoever. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other opposition for this?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Ben Shanese, 5 Briar Ridge Road. The other city councilman representing the ward. Well, I concur with the other people in opposition, but I do have a question, being a pool owner myself. There's a lot of maintenance that goes into these pools, and backwashing could be a problem, because sometimes you got to remove a foot of water from the pool. So, and the water is pretty powerful that comes out of that backwashing it, and you do got to backwash it periodically. My question would be, giving so close to the neighbors, where will all that water go when you got to backwash it? Because I have to have a 25-foot hose to make it into the woods to backwash where I am, and it does leave pretty much ruts when you have to do that. So, while I concur with the other people in opposition, but that wasn't really talked about regarding the maintenance of this pool. Not necessarily the chemicals, but the water being discharged from the pool. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you can answer the question.
You're welcome. Any other opposition? Anyone else in opposition for this pool? Okay. I think we have enough, we heard enough about opposing this pool. Any question from the board before we close that thing? Ask your question now.
I don't think so.
Nobody have a question?
No.
Okay. Let's close it.
Chairman.
Motion to close.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to close public hearing for application 2511 8 Ridge Road.
Motion made by Mr. Prata,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Rivero. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to open application 2511 8 Ridge Road for voting session and any further discussion.
The
Second.
motion made by Mr. Prata, seconded.
Excuse me. I have a clear something, if you don't mind. Regard the cars was parking in the street, my neighbor was mentioned.
We can't talk no more now. We already closed it.
Oh,
Okay?
already.
You know, it's too late. You should have talked before.
Oh, I was let you guys doing speaking because
Okay, Mr. Prata, go ahead with your motion. Sorry, repeat again.
All right, I make a motion, Mr. Chairman, to open application 2511 H Ridge Road for voting session and any further discussion between the board members.
Motion made by Mr. Prata,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Rivero. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right. If no discussion, let's have a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to vote on application 2511 8 Ridge Road, to vote on the variance requested for the pool or not for the pool.
What do you mean to vote? You're making a motion to approve or to deny?
I'd like to make a motion to deny.
You're making a motion to deny
To deny
installation
the
of
application
25.
8
Okay.
Ridge Road.
Motion made by Mr. Trata,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Rivero. All in favor?
Point.
Let's
Aye.
take a roll vote.
Well, hang on, Mr. Chairman, could you please clarify the denial? Why why are you denying? Mr. Trotta.
Mr. Trata,
Yeah, it would be, basically, it would not conform to the neighborhood. There are a lot of other things that would, ramifications of a pool, like we heard from before, water drainage, cleaning of the pool, getting the water in and out of it.
and front yard.
Doesn't seem to be enough room in that area for a pool, and it is not in variance to have a pool in that area. They could have it on the other side very simply. If they cleaned up the other side, they wouldn't even need a variance according to the laws here.
If you could then go through the second, Mr. Chair, and continue. Be grateful.
Seconded by Mr. Rivero. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chairman,
Okay,
since it's a denial, could we do a roll call vote, please?
we'll take a roll call for the denial. Mr. Trata made the motion. You are
Present.
nay, right? Mr. Rivero, we're taking a vote, roll vote on denial,
Yeah, yes.
one by one. Mr. Rivero, are you voting for the denial, right?
In favor, yes.
Okay. Mr. Otello,
Nay, so I'm in favor of the denial.
in favor of the denial. Okay. Mr. DeLucia,
Nay, favor of denial.
favor of the denial. I want to cover everyone. I'm in favor of the denial too. So you can have a pool over there in the front yard. Okay, we make a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Rivero, seconded by Mr. Trata. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Good night.
All right, good.
Good night, everybody. Thank you again for your service. Appreciate it.
Yeah, take care. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Okay.